Why we would like to keep this discussion in this room.
The expectations are higher and the money's lower, we can get less in state aid, and we can't raise taxes. You can't have it both ways, can you, Governor? The expectations are cheap, but how are you going to pay for it?
Okay, but how are the taxpayers going to pay for it who lost their job or working less hours? Again, we've got to try to find a balance. And I talked to them, it's a choice, education or Medicaid. But you don't want to engage in that argument. And I've been trying to tell everybody, if you don't engage in that argument, your silence means you are willing to let it go up at your expense.
Right. But the expectations are not coming, the raising of the expectations are not coming from local boards, they're coming from mandates from the federal government that are being pushed down on the school districts through the state. That's
okay, which mandate are you talking about?
Well, look at
I think we ought to have high expectations.
And I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. But as you say, we have to offer all of these, different courses and stuff that you want us to do. And they're going to take teachers, to do all this, and yet we have less money to do it. And I'm not accusing the state or anything, but I'm just going to say, when you have the expectation, it takes money.
We have to take Medicaid in this state? Hold on, I've got Secretary of Education.
Saved by the bell.
And so when you say we can't have any more state dollars towards education, isn't that increasing our property taxes?
Well, don't we also have to ask the question, are there ways to become more efficient? I don't suppose there could be any way we've got too much administration in certain school districts. That isn't a possibility, is it?
I don't think that at all.
I'll go one step further because you guys are going to hear this loud and clear. We froze salaries, all top managers, all middle managers in the state. All of us are taking a 4-year pay freeze. He's been taking a pay freeze forever. So I would assume in the next school budget, superintendents are going to lead by example too.
Already have.
Good. And I think you asked me earlier, could I opt out of Medicaid? Not really.
I took care of that one for you.
Okay.
Yeah. He said you could. I said you could, yeah. I said forget Medicaid. So.
You keep talking about too much administration. As a whole, well, we're not completely a whole. When you look at the smaller schools, a lot of us are making our and moves, but we have to. And then
I agree, you're doing it.
Last year, you cut us $500,000, and then you raise some schools in Omaha $18 million. I'm just confused. And then to come out and say, we're making too much money, or we have too much administrators, I don't understand. Why should the smaller schools be punished for what they're doing? Because that's what you're doing. Because when you're making the cuts, I'm not seeing them get the cuts. I'm seeing us get the cuts, and I'm just confused.
Give me a break.
Give me a break. Give me a break.